So the first item of the haul is some Andrex Classic Clean toilet paper, and you get 4 rolls. This was £1.75. Decided to buy this one because I usually get Tesco's recycled version, which was the same price, but this was discounted by a few pennies, so I decided to pick this one up because it's better quality, obviously, and it's the same price as the one that I usually buy. So yeah, that was £1.75. Next item is Oat Dream, which you may have seen in a previous haul. I've started drinking more oat milk and more nut milks because I'm cutting down on my soy intake, just to see if anything changes with my body in regards to the consumption of soy, because many people say it has a lot of health benefits, and then a lot of people say it has very bad side effects, and I'm one of those people that are in the middle. Like, I think you can have too much of a good thing, so you should always, keep a balance. But right now, I just thought, why not give it a go and consume more nut milks and oat milks and rice milks rather than soy, because that's what I usually drink. And I thought there's no harm in kind of switching things up and going with something that's a bit different than what you would usually buy. And this oat drink was £1.40. The next item that I got is some whole wheat fusilli organic pasta. It says, a delicious authentic pasta made in Italy from organic durum whole wheat semolina. And I love whole wheat pasta because, number one, it's better for you than the standard white pasta, the non-whole wheat pasta, and it contains a lot more fibre than your standard non-whole wheat pasta. And it's more filling too, so you get more bang for your buck. This will last longer than the white pasta simply because you'll eat less, which means you'll use less, and you'll keep more and save more. So yeah, this was a great buy, especially since it's organic and it's my favourite kind of pasta, fusilli. The shape of it, those spirals, I love them. And this pasta was £1, so what did I do? I picked up 2 of them. So I got 2 packets of pasta for £2. The next item is some Tesco's Easy Cook brown rice. Now you may have noticed a sort of pattern here, or a theme. I got brown pasta and brown rice, and just the other day I bought some brown bread. And the reason I buy brown rice, brown bread, brown pasta, brown flour sometimes, pretty much brown everything. Like, I'm not racist, I swear. It's just that, just kidding. But when it comes to things of a natural quality, things that are natural and from nature, they're usually a dark colour, like brown, for example. When you think of weeds and plants, they're green, and they tend to go on the darker side, right? And that's because they come from nature. And when you see white pasta, white bread, white sugar, white rice, those have all been bleached or have been treated in some sort of way. That's why it's suggested that when you go to the shop, you pick up some brown pasta, brown rice, brown bread, and brown sugar, because all of those things are in their natural state. And as far as I'm concerned, they haven't been treated in any way unless it says so. And this is like the pure quality brown rice right here. Like, I know it's Tesco's own brand, but still, this brown rice compared to some organic white rice, for example, I would choose the brown rice any day. I know that sometimes I do buy white rice or white pasta. When I do, I buy organic, and it's more of a one-off thing. But usually I just stick to the brown rice and brown pastas because they're fibersome, and like I said, with the pasta you get more for your money and you'll use less because of the fibre content that will keep you full for longer. So yeah, this brown rice is easy cook, and it says it's part cooked and lightly milled to give non-stick grains with a distinct nutty flavour. Excellent accompaniment to many dishes. And this 1 kg bag was just £1.49. This will probably last me a month or two because I don't really plan to have that many dishes that include rice in it. I'm actually trying to lower my carb intake, because there's this trend of carving the fuck up. And I agree that you do need your carbs, and you need to carb the fuck up, because carbs are what gives us energy and fuels us throughout the day. But I also think there's such thing as too much of a good thing. And a lot of people, they carb up, but they forget to veg up, and they forget to fruit up. So they'll have a very high carb meal, but where are the vegetables, where are the greens, where are the carrots, the tomatoes, the beans, the legumes, the collard greens, the kale, the turnips, the Swedes, the Brussels sprouts, the cauliflower, the broccoli, the peas, the sweet corn, etc., etc. Where are the greens? There's either none on their plate, because they have like a huge jacket potato for their evening meal, followed by more potato, and then another potato, and then guess what? Another potato. But there's either no vegetables, or there's hardly any vegetables. So I think that more people need to think about upping their intake of vegetables, especially with their lunchtime meal and their evening meal, because carving up is good. Definitely carb up, carb the fuck up as much as you want, but make sure that you're balanced. Make sure that you have a balance between the carbs and the vegetables and the fruit, because we should be getting at least 8 servings of fruit and vegetable a day. And if you're carving the fuck up all the time and getting full from pasta and rice and bread and all of these carbs, then you're probably not going to want to eat anything else. And that's why your carbs will make up most of your meals. But yeah, enough about carbs, because I can go on and on about carbs. This easy cooked brown rice, 1 kg, was £1.49, and like I said, it will probably last me 1 to 2 months, depending on what recipes I use it in and what I use it for. Now the next item are some bananas. They're called Eat Me bananas on the receipt. I don't know why they're called Eat Me bananas, because obviously you're going to eat bananas. What else are you going to do with the bananas, right? You're not going to chuck them at people. You're going to feed them to the monkeys? No, you're going to eat them, so I don't get it. But anyways, I bought these because they were affordable, and although I wanted to buy the organic ones, I didn't want to splurge out because I'm on a tight budget per usual. And these say they're ripe, which clearly they're supermarket ripe, but definitely not ripe enough for my liking. So they're probably going to stay in my pantry for about 3, 4, 5 days, depending on how long they take to ripen. And I'm going to take them out of the plastic packaging and put them in a paper bag so that they can ripen quicker. And if you don't know what a paper bag looks like, let me just show you, darling. Paper bag is basically this thing right here. This is what a paper bag is. Probably put 3, 4 bananas per paper bag. And you can get these paper bags specifically from pretty much anywhere that is health conscious and ethical towards the environment. I think I may have shown these in a previous vlog, but I'll show them again. It's If You Care paper snack and sandwich bags. You can use them for pretty much anything, even though it says snacks, cookies and sandwiches. I use them for so much more than that. You can get 48 in the packet, and I bought these like 3, 4, 5 months ago, so these last me quite a long time. And I don't just use this, I use foil, and I also use cling film. And I also use something called Baco Seal and Go bags, so that's why these have lasted me quite a long time. I'm not just ripping out paper bags left, right and centre and not using anything else. I'm kind of alternating between what I want to use. So yeah, these will go in a paper bag just to ripen up a bit in my pantry. And you get 5 bananas in there. They're the product of Costa Rica, and their package code is Nobody Cares. It says Tesco's, expertly selected for freshness and quality since 1919. Apparently sweet and ready to eat, don't listen to that. Hand-picked by responsible growers and certified. And these bananas were 80p for 5 supposedly ripe bananas that you're going to have to ripen in your pantry, which I think is quite good, because at least they're not green, right? And they don't take that long to ripen. I want them for the end of the week anyway, so yep, perfect little snack, either to have with my porridge, to have in a fruit bowl with some berries, some cherries, whatever, or even along with a savoury meal, because some people like to get down like that. So 5 bananas for 80 pence. Next 2 items are some hummus. Now I bought these 2 because they were a deal, and instead of paying £2, because usually they're £1 each, I paid £1.80 for them together, okay? Usually I would just buy 1 tub of hummus because that would last me the week, to be honest. So I don't really go hummus cray-cray. But I guess I will be going hummus cray-cray this week, next week. I'll probably save this one. Yeah, save this one until next week. Goes off on the 5th of December, which isn't far away, but it isn't too close either, so it's perfectly fine. And I'll probably be taking this down to my boyfriend's and be having it as a sort of snack. And apologies if you can hear any talking in the background or doors opening and closing. I live in a flat share with 5 other people, so hence the noise. So I got 2 hummuses for £1.80, but originally they're £1 each if you want to pick them up individually. This one's sweet chili hummus, and this one is organic plain hummus. Next item we have is an organic cucumber. Now the reason I purchased an organic cucumber is because in the past I've purchased, your non-organic cucumber, and they often had browning on the skin, and when I would put them in the fridge, their texture would turn very sort of hard and not nice and soft and juicy and succulent like a cucumber should be. So I just decided I might as well go organic instead of wasting a cucumber, because what ends up happening is usually I would cut the cucumber, use it, and then go back to what's left in the fridge, and it would be horrible. So I know I'm going to use all of this, which is more value for money for me. Usually I pay about 42 pence for a cucumber, but this organic cucumber was £1, and I think it's well worth the £1 because, cucumber is actually in the dirty dozen, I believe, because it's closer to the soil, which means that it's likely to pick up things like pesticides and chemicals and etc. But it being organic is what makes it less harmful for human consumption when you think of it in that way. So yeah, yay for organic cucumber. It was £1, which is quite affordable. Next item we have are 2 Spanish pomegranates. I've seen these on the shelf and they didn't look too appetizing, to be honest. They look like huge onions without the skin to peel off. And I had a pomegranate from Tesco's before and it really wasn't good quality. The quality was horrible and I never purchased it again. So I was a bit reluctant to buy Spanish pomegranates. But when I saw these, they were on offer, so I thought, why not? But then another thought that came to mind was that, why are they on offer for? Like, are they that bad that they need to be on offer? Or are they having trouble selling them or whatnot? I really don't know. But yeah, I decided to pick up some Spanish pomegranates. They were only 79 pence. Here we have one of my favourite fruits, kiwi, and it's organic. Ripen at home kiwi, sweet, tangy and juicy, great for snacking or smoothies. Now with the smoothie situation, I used to be one of those people who had like 2 calorie dense smoothies a day and then have 2 meals, because with smoothies, when they're calorie dense, you do not need to eat several meals on top of those smoothies that you're already having. But I stopped doing my smoothies and I really want to get back into it, because smoothies to me are life. Right? Smoothies are great. They're great for packing in antioxidants, lots of different varieties of fruits and flavors and vegetables, and they're just an all-round achiever, I would say. Smoothies are the bomb. Smoothies are Smoothies are just like, oh my days. So I'm like, even now I'm really craving a smoothie, but I don't have a blender because the one that I was using, it wasn't mine, it was my mum's. And since I moved out, she's kind of taken it to a shop. Because basically, long story short, she runs a health sort of clinic. And she provides juices and smoothies to the public. So she's obviously had to take it to her shop. And I've been left with no blender. So I really need to go out and get a blender so I can get back to making my lovely smoothies. But yeah, these organic kiwis were £1 for 4. Next item is some exotic fruit, aka persimmon or Sharon fruit. Now the reason I say exotic fruit is because on the receipt it literally says exotic fruit, and exotic fruit could mean anything. So I don't know, why not say persimmons or Sharon fruit, or, you know, I don't get why you have to throw exotic in front of it. I mean, if you took the exotic away, it would just be fruit. But anyways, we have some Tesco's persimmons, or Sharon fruit, or whatever you want to call it, because I'm sure it has many different names. You know, the thing that looks like an orange but isn't an orange? It says, indulgently sweet flavour, delicious, eaten whole. I mean, really? Like, are you going to half it and then eat it, and then it's not going to be as good as if you ate it whole? Or you're going to cut it into pieces and it's just going to taste terrible, but then when you bite into it whole, you're just like, oh my days, that is amazing. I should have eaten this whole for the first few times I tried this. Okay, so again, this was like the passion fruit, the Spanish passion fruits that I picked up. These were on offer for 79p too. And I think for 79p for 3 persimmons or Sharon fruit is a great offer, don't you think? Last but not least, we have some organic curly cow, crinkly green leaves with a deep, distinctive flavour, delicious, smothered with butter. And I think that defeats the purpose, really. Why are you going to smother these in butter if they're, you know, like it says, it has a deep and distinctive flavour that you kind of want to experience. So smothering it in butter is just, it defeats the purpose, doesn't it? Like, put a little butter on, but don't smother it. And put a little bit of seasoning on, but don't smother it in seasoning, because that just takes away from its own natural, distinctive flavour that it has. And personally, I love the flavour of kale. Like, I can't stand kale chips because I think those are just, they're horrible. And I'm used to, I think maybe it's because I'm used to the freshness of the kale. And then when I tasted kale chips, they tasted dry, salty, and like a bunch of different seasonings were thrown together that shouldn't have been thrown together. So kale chips aren't for me, but when it comes to fresh kale, I just love it so much. Hence why I bought organic kale. I probably buy my favourite fruits and vegetables organic. That's what I've noticed with myself. So yeah, it was worth it buying this organic because kale is delicious, and you can have kale with many different meals and recipes on the side, in soups, in biryanis, curries, etc., whatever you like. In bolognese, I'll probably have it in some bolognese for lunch. And yeah, it's very versatile, even though it has its own sort of unique flavour. And this organic kale was £1.50. Now, the very last item are a bunch of shallots. Don't really know how many you get in the packet, but it looks like a lot. It says, add to soups and casseroles, delicious, roasted. I'm not sure whether I've actually made roasted shallots with anything, to be honest. Like, being a vegan, I don't think I have. But yeah, these are delicious, and they're great, as it says, roasted, adding to soups and casseroles. I basically treat them like onions that are not as, shall we say, powerful, because they have a sweeter flavour than onions, and they pack a punch, but the punch is a little one, and they're very cute too. That's what I love about them. The size of them really allows me to take them along with me to my boyfriend, just pop a few in a bag, and I can leave the rest at home, which is what I love about them. And yeah, again, these are very versatile. Treat them like onions, but with a smaller punch. And these shallots were only £1 for the whole bag. And if I try and count them, there's probably like 2, 4, 6, 8, 12. There's probably like 20 in the packet, I would say. So just imagine that, 20 shallots for just £1, which is quite a bargain right there.